starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. First at 5, a grandmother charged in a disturbing case of child abuse.
Family members visiting during Christmas tipped off law enforcement that there were signs of abuse. There were 8- and 9-year-old sisters in the home, but only the younger girl suffered abuse. Gilbert Bays is live at the Sampson County Sheriff's Office with more. Gilbert?
Well, Francis and Tisha, investigators here say this is one of the worst cases of child abuse they've ever witnessed. Now, Valletta Edwards got custody of her 8- and 9-year-old granddaughters about a year and a half ago. And we want to warn you that the descriptions of the abuse by investigators not only hard to listen to, but even more so hard to imagine. 55-year-old Valletta Edwards calls herself a religious leader. Neighbors say she turned her mobile home on 7 Eagles Lane into a church with a cult-like following.
I think they called it Smiling Courtyard, and they had a couple of members up there, and they were always dressed in white, saying the white was a symbol of their purity.
But investigators say there was nothing pure about what was happening in the home. Edwards is charged with abusing her 8-year-old granddaughter.
The 8-year-old had multiple scars over the majority of her body. She had burns that had been untreated and were infected. The injuries were consistent with prolonged child abuse.
Investigators believe the abuse had been going on for the past 18 months. Horrible, despicable acts of abuse, too cruel to even imagine.
The child was forced to sit in scalding water as punishment, and that the grandmother had even used tools to inflict physical injury upon the child.
The child told investigators her grandmother would lock her in a room without a bed for days at a time, with no food and only a bucket for a toilet. There's also evidence the 8-year-old was sexually abused. It's abuse hidden by the fact the kids were homeschooled.
If the child had been in a public school, a private school, or in a daycare where others had interaction with her, they would have probably more readily observed the injuries, and we would have been made aware of it a lot sooner.
Now, both children have since been placed in foster care. Again, we want to emphasize that the abuse was only to the 8-year-old, and we're told that both children are doing well. Meanwhile, Edwards is being held here in the Sampson County Detention Center on $410,000 bond. She makes her initial court appearance on March 4th. Reporting live in Sampson County, Gilbert Bays, ABC 11 Eyewitness News.
Gilbert.